Hey, WealthLab 8 users, Glitch here. Today, we're going to talk about what's new in WealthLab 8 Build 19. So buckle up, there's a lot of new things to talk about in Build 19, and be sure you stay till the end of the video because I will talk about possibly the best improvement last. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is a new parameter that we added to one of our transformer indicators. So let me open up a chart and go to our indicators. And if I collapse some of these nodes here, we will get to a folder called transformer indicators. So transformer indicators apply some kind of transformation onto another indicator. For example, scaling it to a different scale or offsetting it left or right. But the one I want to talk about is this one here, MathIndOpInd. So it applies a mathematical operation to two indicators. So let's drag this over here and see what we get. So there's a bunch of parameters. You have one indicator, two indicators, which mathematical operation you want to perform. And the new thing we added here is multiplier. So let's just go ahead and show this in action. So for the first indicator, I'm going to use a simple moving average 20. And then I am going to add, and let's add standard deviation. So it'll take the standard deviation, period 20, it's all controlled here in these parameters, and add it to the moving average. But the new thing here is the multiplier. So I'm actually going to add two standard deviations by changing this multiple to 2. So let's click OK. So now we have this 20 period moving average with two standard deviations added. You can also do something similar with ATR, for example. And that's in fact how this indicator change came about. Somebody on our forum wanted to easily multiply two ATRs times an indicator. So let's show that example. SMA, we're going to add ATR 2. So we're going to add two ATRs to the SMA. And let's give it a different color. And once again, let's change this to plot in the price pane. There we go. So here we have our two different bands. Now, to complete the picture here, let's drag our standard Bollinger Band onto the chart. And you'll notice that the Bollinger Band is exactly the same as the first indicator that we created with MathIndOpInd. So it really makes this indicator much more flexible, and you could do a whole bunch of new things with this now, opening up a lot of new windows for your building block strategies and strategy development in general. So let's go on to the second item here, and it's a new menu item under the theme menu. So here it says the last menu item, massage strategy plotted indicator colors to match themes. So let me turn it off to begin with and create a new C# coded strategy. And here in the initialize method, I'm going to create a RSI 14, and I'm going to plot the indicator. So let's compile that. Let's run it on SPY. And as we would expect, we simply get a nice plot of the RSI. But notice how it's very hard to see because of my dark theme, and the default plot color for the RSI is a dark blue. So in the past, what we would have to do is add another line of code that says RSI massage colors is equal to true. So the massage colors property, if set to true, causes the plot to adapt to the theme selected, so it makes it more easy to see. So let's run the back test again. So now we can see our RSI is brightened, so it's more easily visible in the dark theme. But now, and let's first of all remove the line and run the strategy again to get back to the dark color. Now, if you just go to the theme menu and enable this new option by default, now when I run this, the plots will automatically have their colors massaged. So makes it a little bit easier for strategies and plotting in general. If you don't like the change, you could simply turn it off in the menu, but it is on by default, so you may want to check that. Next, we have a new way to plot an indicator with a two-colored histogram. So if we go into the quick ref here and we scroll down and we can see plot indicator histogram two color. So if I click that, it's going to open up the example code and just straight away show us the result here. So previously, it was possible to plot a indicator with the two-colored histogram in code, but you could not change the secondary color. So this new method, plot indicator histogram two color, allows you to specify the two colors that you want the indicator plotted. So let's go on to the next new feature in build 19. It is in our strategy monitor. So if I go to tools, open up the strategy monitor and drag a strategy into the strategy monitor, I am presented with the window that lets me set up the strategy. So the main change here is you can now choose to run the strategy on a single symbol. Previously, you had to select a data set, but now with these new radio buttons and this field here, you can select a single symbol to run things in the strategy monitor. We're finally getting back into our wish list and providing some solutions for some of these wish list items after having spent the last couple of releases dealing with maintenance items and bug fixes. We're getting back into the wish list a little bit, and this was one of the top wish list items. So there it is for you in build 19. Next, what do we have here? Let's see. We have a new building block in our Power Pack extension. And if you're not familiar with extensions in WealthLab, just go to the WealthLab website, click on the extensions item, and extensions are plugins that you can install into WealthLab. If you're a premium subscriber, all of our extensions that we've developed are included, so you can simply install them. If you're not and you want to just check out an extension, whenever you install an extension, you get a 14-day trial of the extension. The one we're going to look at here is the Power Pack. So if I click on Power Pack, note here, download the extension for a 14-day free trial period. So there's no need to purchase the extension straight away. Just install it, check it out. If you like it, then purchase it before the 14-day period, or just go on our premium subscription where all of these extensions are included anyway. But the new thing I want to show is, let's create a building block strategy to illustrate this. We will create a simple RSI strategy. So let's say indicator compared to value. Let's say when the RSI is less than 40, I want to get a lot of signals here. And we want to exit indicator compared to value when the RSI is greater than, let's say, 60. And we want to click here multiple positions. So basically, whenever the RSI is less than 40, it will take a new position. Now let's go and run it on SPY and take a look at the result in the chart. So if I go to the chart, I can see here, whenever the RSI is below the level, I get a bunch of entries, one after another. So someone on our forum requested the easy ability to delay the entries. We want to space them out, so maybe it waits a couple of days before it takes one of the entries. Now in our power pack, we have a new condition, bars since entry exit. That will accomplish that. So let me drag that condition into the entry. And we're going to say the condition will evaluate to true if the number of bars since the last entry is greater than or equal to, let's say, 2. And we're going to check active positions only. So we're not going to look at positions that are already closed. If there are no active entries, this condition will evaluate to true also. So let's run this again with that new rule in place and take a look at the chart. And yep, see how they are spaced out now? So there's like 2 empty bars before the next signal was issued. So there you go, a new building block in the power pack to make that task possible for building block strategies. Another thing I want to cover in the power pack are a couple of new indicators. So if we open up a new chart, go to indicators, and here in power pack, get rid of our filter here, and let's only look at what's in the power pack node. So here's all the power pack indicators. The new ones are gain and drawdown. So gain, as the name would suggest, shows you the gain, the raw increase in value since the start of the series. So on SPY here, you can see how much it gained since the chart began way back in, let's see how far back we go here, 1993. This is how much SPY has gained on a price basis. And here you have the drawdown. So this is how much SPY has gone down. And it is on a percentage basis. We can change that to a raw dollar basis also. Gain and drawdown, 2 new indicators. But the last and possibly most interesting improvement is basically some optimizations that make WealthLab 8 a lot faster and less lag. So you'll notice when I drag a building block up or down, see how it now quickly moves to the target block. Previously, there was like a kind of a slight lag. So we've greatly improved the overall performance of the application. And also, let's open up a meta strategy because there's quite a bit of optimization and improvement there too. So I have my meta strategy that I typically run. You might have noticed opening a meta strategy in build 18 or prior, there was a lag of a few seconds, but now when I open my meta strategy, it opens straight away, no lag. So those are pretty substantial improvements for WealthLab 8 build 19. Hope you enjoy all of that. Update to build 19 when you can, and we'll see you all next time and see you on the forums.